All right, it says we're live.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Is that people already on here? See them? All right, let me see. Let me refresh.
Let me see. Let's see.
Can you hear me, Shemi?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. Let's do. Sorry.
Shemi, I can't hear you.
You can't? Oh, no. And I think I'm on. That's weird. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I hear you coming through. Yes, I'm here. Okay, perfect. Okay. I can hear you. I hear you coming through. All right, perfect. It's just a little bit of a delay, but that's
Yes.
okay. Just a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. All right. So, what's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hello,
I'm
welcome.
so happy to be here. It's like it's time for art.
Okay, so Amy says she hears both of us. Awesome.
Very good. Thank
And
you for letting us
Tony,
know, Amy.
Nicole, Debbie. Hello, beautiful people.
Thank you. Thank you. I should.
All right, so I can't hear through you. I can't hear through my earbuds. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's coming through you or not. All right, let's see. Okay, hello, Michelle, Sherry. What's up, my people?
Hello, everyone.
What's up, my people?
And it's silent it so you guys won't hear all the noise. Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hey, PJ! And oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Look at him just coming through.
That is awesome. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello.
All right, let's see. Okay, now I can hear you back in my earbuds, I think.
Oh, good. It's
So
that
hopefully
audio.
that
It's
will
so
work.
weird.
Okay, good. Yes. That it is. And I'm trying to figure out looking at the iPad, filming with your phone. It's a little tricky, but that's
It is.
okay. And
It's
I'm
fun.
going to try this evening to art without my studio lights.
Oh,
So
cool.
hopefully that will be okay because it's really, really hot in South Alabama. So before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Shemi, for being on with us today. We are so excited to have you. I see Rachel's jumping in. So many beautiful
Hello.
people that
Hi,
are coming
guys.
into this creative space with us today.
Thank you.
So I am super excited to create with you. I'm super excited for us to have some really good conversation, and just enjoy one another's company and energy today. So
Absolutely.
I see that you've already got some art going on over there. What do you have going on? Shimmy, shimmy,
I
shimmy.
do. I had an idea. So I decided to prep a little bit ahead. So I have these collage sheets that I created. And they're just in white and black. I used India ink to make them. So I collaged those with just some old book pages and phone books, just neutral background. So that's kind of what I'm going to start out with. My inspiration too of the project that I want to do is I watch Hamilton this weekend, and they have this song at the end of the play, which is amazing, and it's called "The World Was Wide Enough." So I love the last part of it after Aaron kills Hamilton, and he says, "I should have known that the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me." So I think maybe that's going to be the theme of my piece: is that the world is wide enough for all of us to succeed and to enjoy art and everything that life has to offer. So that's the inspiration. That's kind of my plan. So
Oh, you gave me goosebumps. I love that. You gave me goosebumps. So, you know what I like to say, and you brought up a really good point about that I always say there's room enough at the table for everyone to
Absolutely.
be successful, to do what they want to do, to be the brightest light that they possibly can. So I really love that.
Yes,
I will go ahead and just have a moment and say I have not watched Hamilton, but I have heard it's on Disney Plus.
it
And so
is.
I do have Disney Plus. Is that where you watched it at? Is
That's
Disney
where I
Plus?
watched it at.
Okay.
My mom was
So
lucky she
I
actually
am
got to
going
see
to
it in person.
commit to doing that.
So
Oh, you did get to see it in person?
my mom actually got to see it in person. They did a lottery here in
Oh.
Colorado, and her best friend took her. She said it was amazing. So, and then I had to watch it on Disney. So it was great. Really amazing.
Oh, well, that is very great. So,
Yeah.
guys, for you that may or may not know, tomorrow we also have videos going up. So, in any Tiffany fashion, I came to the table not even knowing what was going on or what I was going to do, and I'm just going to work, and we're going to kind of chat as if though we're in each other's studio space, and you guys are along with us. So if you would like to, leave any questions or comments that you have the in our YouTube, I will try to keep up with that. And it looks like we have a lot of Hamilton fans.
Oh wow.
And Nicole says she's never tried India ink. So
Yeah, it's really great.
tell her what she's missing out on.
Yeah, so this is the brand that I got. I just got it. It's an off brand and I got it from an art store. Actually, my friend gave it to me, the rest of it. But it's beautiful stuff and it's liquidy. It's so nice to play with. It's really fun. I'll bring something here so I can show you. But you have to be
So
careful.
Nicole,
It
the
stains everything.
other thing with oh yeah, drip us some on.
Oh yes, I will. So
It's all it's like everything. So the thing also with India ink is it doesn't reactivate with water.
oh yeah, which
So
is super awesome.
once you get it down in the layers, which is mixed media artist, yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
It's
think
wonderful.
she's gonna dribble
Great
some
stuff.
down here. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
It's great, and you can use
it
it with a
is. And
paintbrush
then you
or
don't
left
have
and
to
right
worry about it
through.
picking up on the layers.
It's so awesome, which is nice because that can be a problem
Yeah, I like
if when
that.
things reactivate. Yes, but it's
Yes.
fun.
You get very interesting surprises happen.
You do. You have
All
absolutely no
right.
control. It's
So
great.
so Shimmy, question for you.
Yes.
So I have a question for you. And the question is, are you working in a journal or is that a loose leaf
I'm
paper
working
or
just
what is
on
that?
a piece of loose leaf paper. Yeah, just watercolor paper. I think it's Canson. Yes. Oh, I think. Did we lose?
Okay. So do you work a lot in a journal or do you
I
just
I do. I mostly work.
what do you like to work
I
best
like
with?
to work in everything, but I definitely am in my journal more than anything else. And I have a whole bunch of journals. So I have like an altered book like that I like to use. So like this is one of my journals that I like a lot. So it's just an alter Reader's Digest book that I glue pages together in and I create lots of art in here. And then I also have like a Jane Davenport
Oh, I like
watercolor
that.
journal
I
that I
love
got
those
in a
colors.
giveaway one time. Yeah, and then I make my own journals too. So I love journals. Like I use
Huh.
them all
So
the time.
apparently
I do like canvases. It's
videos.
something I like to create on paper too. So yes.
Hey, Shemi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear. Hi, Renee. Yes, I can.
Okay, it looks like I've lost audio again on my phone. So,
Okay, let's see. And I don't, let's see.
Hey PJ, I see you.
Awesome.
Let's see if I can hear you again. Nope. All right. Well, we're going to roll with it. It'll be okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm going to just work the way that I intuitively would.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Regardless if I was.
Yes. That's great.
Understand what's going on with this audio, but okay. So I'm gonna grab my giblet bags and I'm just gonna play. And one of the questions that I had for you was, tell us a little bit about how you found art, Shemi.
So I was always creative. So even when I was little, like I remember my mom put me like in a I like took colored pencils and watercolor classes and stuff at the local. We had like a community center, so I really enjoyed that part of it. But then I went to school and I kind of left art. Like I would make gifts for my friends and cards and stuff like that. But I was in the nursing field. I worked at a hospital, and what happened was I got injured, so I wasn't able to do that job anymore, and I had to go to doctor's appointments. It was crazy. It was a crazy time for me, and I rediscovered art because of that, because it just became very healing. And I just needed something to distract me from the pain, basically, and art helped me to do that. So first I started like I saw these really beautiful crochet necklaces that I liked. So I figured out how to make them, and I think that's one of the first YouTube videos that I made. And then I started an Etsy store, and yeah, and it kind of took off from then from there. So that's kind of how I got started. It was, yeah, it's been a journey, that's for sure.
So you mentioned the healing part of art, and I think a lot of people can relate
Yes.
to the experience of, I always say that I didn't necessarily find art journaling. I've always been creative, kind of like you said as well.
Yes.
But when you have that connection with being able to express yourself and go through, whether it's pain, whether it's some type of emotional trauma that you've gone through,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the power in the
Absolutely.
art is unbelievable. And so you said a little bit about your YouTube channel. So we're here hanging out on Tiffany's YouTube channel. However, Shemi has an amazing YouTube channel as well. And if you guys don't follow her, I don't know if you have the link that you can post in the comments,
I can do that.
Shemi, or
Absolutely, I can.
tomorrow. I was gonna say, I know tomorrow for sure we have it linked. I have it linked.
Oh, yeah, I can pop one in.
Actually,
Let's see, I made.
I have it linked in your video because I'm posting it. So I was
Yes.
thinking, oh, this taking over everything this morning.
It's so funny. We have to remember
like,
all
where
of these
am
little
I? What am
things.
I
It's
doing?
like, okay. It's great. I can pop it in. I'll do it right
I
now.
know, right? Yeah, go ahead and pop that link in there.
Absolutely.
And so you mentioned crocheting. Do you still crochet?
I do crochet. So I made a crocheted blanket like 4 or 5 months ago, and then I crochet like little like pot holders and that kind of thing. And it's really relaxing too.
Oh,
I don't feel comfortable enough to show people how to do
my
it.
mom tried. Yeah, my mom tried to teach me. So she
Yes.
does like knitting and crocheting and
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
And yeah, I figured out how to do a chain stitch, and that's about it.
That's about, I can just do like 2 stitches. That's it. But that's all you need. And you can make some interesting things at least.
That's funny.
Oh, awesome.
Very funny.
So how did you get started, Tiffany, on YouTube? Why did you?
funny story. So oh gosh, let me think. Okay, so I think it was like kind of like one of those swap bot things. You know what I'm talking about? Like where you are on like a group and you swap different stuff. art or whatever. And so I was just perusing the swap bots, like little, different events and things that they would have.
Yes.
And I ended up being in this envelope, like Happy Mail art type of swap. And so when I did it, the girl received my envelope and she was like, I love this.
Oh,
Excuse me. Could you tell me how you made it? And
yes.
so I was like, you want me to write that? Yeah, not good. My video is lagging apparently. Oh well. And so I was like, okay, sure, I will. When I started writing that out, I'm like, this is not my cup of tea. I can't tell you how to do this. I can show you how to do this.
It's true.
She said, she was like, well, will you do a video? And I was like, well, the video's going to be too big. How am I going to get it to you,
Yes.
And so she was like, well, just post it on YouTube. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I never really thought about it, but all right. So I posted it on YouTube, and then one thing led to another, and then I've never intended, and I'm very self-conscious about my accent. Well, not as much as I used to be, but
your accent is amazing. I love your accent.
Well, thanks. I have learned to embrace it, and my followers here tend to like it, so I will roll with it. I can't change it at this point, so I'm just going to let it go. And so I see that you're carving into your piece there. What are you carving into that with?
So I have just a palette knife, so that's what I'm using just to carve it in. I was looking for a skewer, but on my messy desk, I cannot find one. I usually have one close, so this is work.
So hold on. Hold on a second. So you mean to tell me that was all nice and neat really wasn't your desk? It was more of the area that you wanted us to see?
Well, I messed it up again because I was creating another video, so I did. So I took the picture and then it's a mess again. Like I have stuff all over. There's paints over
here. That is hilarious. It's
crazy. There's like a stack of paper, so I mess it up every time. It maybe looks like that for a few minutes and then it's done. Then I start creating again.
I'm about giving up on
I remember those Happy Mail Happy Mail envelopes that you made. I think I sent someone one that was inspired by your video. I remember that. That is so cool.
Yep. So that's
so awesome.
So when did you start your channel though? Like how long has your channel been going?
I think it's been up for 5 years. So I have a ton of videos. I think last count there's like maybe 400 videos. I was really into it when I first started.
I think it's actually even more than that.
It's a lot of videos. It's a ton.
It is a lot of videos. I think it may be like 800 videos.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. That I don't even know how many videos I have. That's
That's funny. Hey guys, I am using these printables that you can find also on Shemi's Etsy store. She has some really cool printables, and I'm kind of using those in this background mishmash style kind of journaling that I'm doing. But if you see me pulling all of these pre-made, these are all her beautiful papers. So,
I love the color. That's really beautiful.
So tell me what is your most used art supply?
My most used art supply would probably be acrylic paint. I really love acrylic paint. So and as far as like a tool, I really love my palette knife. So I have a ton of these too. So I love using palette knives. I love the way that you can lay things down with them and pick up the texture, especially when you collage something. So definitely, I love my palette knives. And I love acrylic paint too. I love that it dries and that
And
you
look,
can
your
layer it
palette
up.
knives look so clean.
Yes. What about you? What's your most beloved art supply?
Hmm. Probably my masking tape.
Oh yes.
And
Oh yeah.
other than
You are
that,
the queen of the
um,
masking tape. And you're so creative. Like you write
yes,
on
I
it,
was
you
gonna
layer
say
it. It's great.
I do like to use a supply that people don't necessarily think of as an art supply. So this, even though it has a moonshine top, y'all don't judge me. This is a little thing of instant espresso coffee.
Oh,
So
cool.
I like to use things that people don't necessarily think of
Yes.
as an art supply. And I like to, I know a lot of times in your channel, Shimmy, you do a lot of like low cost type of things as far as creating art with. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are kind of intimidated about mixed media because they're like, oh, you have to have so many different supplies.
Yes.
And it can be costly if you're not, very, very careful. It can add up really
It
quick
can, for
and
sure.
buy all the things.
Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of why I started creating those videos because I wanted to try so many things, but I didn't have the money to get them. So so that's a great way to get started is just see because you can make gesso, you can make modeling paste. There's a lot of things that you can make yourself, just to try out and see if you like them with just things
Yeah.
that you have around your house.
So if you're joining us and you're not into mixed media, then don't feel like you have to go and buy all the things.
No.
Utilize some of the things that you can do and get away with a budget with, because I know that you have several videos showing you how to do that on your channel. But that's one thing. I actually just wrote an article recently, and one of the things was, if you were to give someone else advice about how to get started, like what's one of the things that you wish now that you could ask your, I guess, new to art self,
Yes.
kind of give them advice about? And mine would be, Tiffany, don't buy all the things. You do not need all the things. So
I know.
what would you
Right?
say yours would be?
I think mine would be to not be critical of myself, but just to create a lot of things and just enjoy the process. Because I think that when I first started out, I wanted everything to be perfect, and yeah, and that does not make for a very
Yeah.
happy art experience. So I think that would be my greatest advice to myself and to everyone else is to enjoy the process of creating. I think that's super important.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is so key. And don't, the other thing would probably be like, don't kind of, I'm thinking of the words, don't compare yourself to someone else because they are in a different chapter.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't know, like this could be their 18th novel and this is only your very first page. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yes,
think a lot of times people are scared to share or scared to jump into it because they want it to look like mine, or they want it
I
to look
agree
like
with you.
yours, or they want to, do this and that. So
Yes.
I think that's really good advice.
Absolutely. And I actually teach classes to adults, and that's the biggest thing is that they come in, and my students will come in, and the hardest ones to work with are the ones that want it to look a certain way, you know? And then
Oh,
they're disappointed,
yeah.
and it's so sad because I can see the beauty in it, and there's all these really special, incredible things that they did, but they're just like, this is not the way that I wanted it. It doesn't look like yours or whoever their inspiration was, and they just
Mhm.
maybe they never pick up a paintbrush again, and that's a sad thing. you know
So
so
are these classes that you teach for is this like something where at your home area, or where do you teach at?
So I live in Colorado. So I teach at this place called Colorado Free University, and it's like an adult learning school. And they do lots of different classes, but they have a really great art program. So I started teaching with just a group of friends that I met really through YouTube. And then I started teaching by myself classes there, and I really love it. It's been a really good experience. So, yes. So it's fun.
That is so ironic. I know somebody who teaches there or does something there.
Oh, cool. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I will. Yeah, that is so ironic, isn't it? So I think she does like essential oils and
Wow.
stuff like
Cool.
that. Maybe I'll have to give you her name and y'all
Oh,
have
I
to
would love.
connect.
That would be awesome.
So you're doing a map over there. I
I
see.
am.
What are
So
you doing?
like I said, I kind of prep things ahead. So this is just a background. So I just started it out just like I did the other piece. So I added paint and I added some stenciling and I scribbled a little bit. And then I just traced a map on. And I'm just going to paint in kind of the continents since we talked about how the world is wide enough for all of us. Yes. I thought that would be
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you mentioned in your intro on my Instagram, you talked about your love of travel and stuff. Where is your favorite place that you visited?
Italy. I absolutely love Italy. We went to Tuscany and it was amazing. So we went to Florence and it was just so beautiful. I love it. And there's so much art there. And it's amazing because the art is, I think it's appreciated in a deeper way there. Like there were lots of artisans and lots of people that like artists that passed down their crafts through their families for generations. So like we went to like this place that has been doing like paper modeling for like, I don't know, for like 200 years. Their family has been in the same spot. So, I mean, it was just amazing, just the history there. And they do bookbinding. So I think that there's just this incredible just appreciation for art. So it's all over the place. So that's probably why it was my favorite.
I was looking here at the comments and I saw that Barbara brought up a good point about people who are wanting to do something cost efficiently, and she said check the thrift store.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I heard, let me see, I was trying to read the comments as you were telling me, but that sounds amazing. So when were you in Italy? When did you go?
So we went last year and I went with my mom. So it was a really fun trip. She retired, so it was a retirement trip for her. So it was fun.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait until we can travel again, guys.
I'm
I
telling
just
you.
cannot wait. I have so many things on my list now. And you know, I'm gonna have a much bigger appreciation toward being able to travel.
I completely agree with
ever
you.
did.
We are totally, all of us, going to have a great appreciation. We're going to be like, oh, yes, this will be great. I heard that you came to Colorado. One of your followers told me that you and her came to Colorado one time.
We did. And now I'm like kicking myself because I was like, oh my gosh, I could have met you when I was there.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you guys will come back later.
Yes, we went to
everything
Gene
is
Alder's
lifted.
studio.
Yes.
In Castle Rock.
Oh, cool. I've heard about that. Very nice. Heard that it's beautiful.
But it's so dry up there, Shemi. I can't stay for very long. I'm not used to that.
It's very dry. It's crazy. You have to have like so much lotion if you live here. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And you definitely have to be hydrated. We drink a ton of water here by necessity.
Yes, you have to. I was going to say you absolutely have to. I have never in my life wished I could be back in a more humid area, but I will tell you that moment when I got off the plane and that humidity hit me again, I was like, thank you, Lord.
I'm glad to be home. Thank you.
Yes. So people are saying that they can't wait to give hugs. I see that, PJ. I know you're a
Oh,
hugger. And then
yeah.
Glenda says she's agrees with you. Italy is the best and her favorite as well. I've got to go.
You have to go,
And then
Tiffany.
Barbara says the dollar stores are also good cheap sources for acrylic paints. That's very true as well.
Absolutely. And they have
Very,
palette
very
knives
true.
there. They have, I always get like these permanent markers there. These work very, very well. And you get two of them.
So yes, that I can't wait to be able to experience um Tuscany because you have just spoke about it, and I really couldn't care at this point if I just got to go outside.
I agree with you, right? It's true.
Like this is
It's
so
like that would be
crazy. So
nice.
it's so amazing to have this opportunity to art as if though you were in my studio.
I feel the same way too. This is really awesome. Yes. Wonderful.
It's my our connection to the outside world is all of our
Absolutely.
people on here hanging out with us.
You're right. And we have a deeper appreciation for technology too. It allows us not to be so alone during this time, which is nice.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That so you mentioned your mom a few times. Does she live close by?
She does, yes.
Okay, cool.
And I have
I
two
was
little
wondering.
nephews. I have a sister.
Oh,
Yeah, and they're adorable. So one is 12 and his voice has changed. So he scares me every time he talks. I'm not used to it yet. And then I have another one. He just turned 3 and he's adorable. He's so cute. So yeah.
oh my gosh, that's funny.
So they're
That is so
great.
funny.
They're awesome.
You're like, who is that voice I'm hearing? Because surely that's not my nephew.
I know I have to look. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I did take videos of him when he was little so I can hear his voice. I said, yeah. I miss that, his little voice, but he doesn't have that anymore. Now he has this deep voice.
I love it.
It's fun.
I don't have any nephews. I do have nieces, but they live
Oh,
about 4 hours away, so I don't get to see them very often.
yes. Oh. But I'm sure you
But
guys enjoy each other when you do get together.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And then you get to hear her say, "Ain't Tiff, ain't Tiff, ain't Tiff," like 100,000 times. Oh, it is so fun.
How cute. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that is fun. So, you talked a lot about, the art that's healing for you. So, do you art every day, or do you have a consistent art practice, or how do you fit that in?
I do. So normally, what I'll do is I usually create an art journal page at least every day. I love to art journal. So I'll do that usually like first thing in the morning. And then I teach online classes and then I teach in-person classes. So that keeps me pretty busy. And then normally in the summertime, I would also be selling my art at craft shows too. So, so I think it is important for me to have a creative practice. So I definitely have incorporated that into
And
my.
so you mentioned online classes. Do you have any now or that are coming up that
I
we could
do.
let
So I have
everybody know
both. So I
about?
have a mixed media canvas class that I've taught in person, but I made it an online class. So it's really fun and it shows you how to layer and how to layer up different mixed media materials, and it's really a fun class. And then I have another one coming out soon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, abstract landscapes. So yes.
Oh,
And then I have a free class too,
that's
altered clipboards. So you can get that one for free. If you just go to my YouTube channel, there's a link to my school, and you can go check that out too.
yeah. I was gonna ask you, how would they find these classes? Are
And
you
I can
said
even put a link. I
the
think I have a link too.
yeah. Let's link it.
Stick
Let's link
it
it
in.
up. Link it up, girl.
Yes, and you have classes too, a couple of them.
Yeah, I do. So my latest class and the first class that I actually housed on my Creative Academy, um, is Soulful Reflections.
Oh,
And I see a few of the ladies in here that are taking my Soulful Reflections
how
class.
awesome is
I see
that?
Kyla just joined us. She is Kyla, I can't check my phone because I'm using my phone for this split thing. Sorry. But yeah, I have that on my very own Creative Academy, so that is super exciting. And
Cool.
then that one is all about imperfect faces, and for all of those people who say, "Oh, I can't draw a face," I break the steps down really easy so you can
That
do
is
it.
so
Anybody can
wonderful.
do it.
Yes, I
And
definitely,
yeah,
yes, that sounds like an awesome class. And I
yep.
love your, I remember that you used to do these women that had raps. That was so cool.
Yes,
I have all those
I
saved on my
love that.
Instagram. Great inspiration.
Yeah.
I bet it's an amazing class.
Yes, I love. I'm not a huge fan of hair, like drawing hair. I just feel like it takes forever.
Yes,
So I do love a good head wrap, girl.
yes.
I actually like to wear them. So I like how they. I like how they look though.
I do too. They look awesome. Very cool.
So yeah, they add a little sassiness to any face, I
And
think.
that's
So
important, I think.
yes,
Very
sassy
important.
women.
Yes.
All right. So, if anybody's wondering, the image that I just cut out, this comes from Click Magazine. This is a really cool way to get like quick images, but I love the images that they have in here, and
Oh,
their
cool.
subscriptions are very inexpensive,
Well, that's good.
and I think they're a month. Yeah, they're every 2 months. So you get six a year, but they have this girl on the front. She is absolutely beautiful, but they have all of these very nice images to use if you
Oh,
want
wow.
to just collage something down opposed to draw.
Yes,
um I think they're perfect for that.
absolutely. I love magazines. They are so fun to utilize. And you can doodle over the
Do you
top of
have
the
a
images.
favorite?
So I usually use Harper Bazaar, and that's just because my friend gives me all of her free copies. So I tend to use that one a
Yeah,
lot. Yes.
they that is so funny that you said that, because it's been quite a while now, but I was at the doctor's office, or maybe it was physical therapy, I can't remember, but I brought the magazine in the back with me. They call your name, you go back there to the room, and
Yes.
I was like, could you like give me this magazine whenever y'all are through with it? She was like, girl, you better take that magazine, we get magazines all the time.
That
I'm
is so funny.
like, well, it has the best images.
That's so funny. Yes, and it's like that. Like you see things in a different way when you're an artist, right? I always steal people's napkins. So I'm like, this is such a beautiful napkin. Can I have an extra one? It's so funny. But you do, you just see things
Oh,
differently.
you know what else? So the napkins, but also what about you know how when your sandwich or whatever
Oh
comes
yeah,
into like deli paper, it really is deli
absolutely.
paper that they
Yes.
do. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this pattern. And my husband is like rolling his eyes like, Tiffany, are you serious right now? But at this point he accepts it. So I'm like,
I've done
yes.
that before. Oh my goodness, what is the name of that place that we have here? Oh my gosh, it's like a British. It's a British. They're like they're some kind of chain, but they have this really. They wrap your fish in these really beautiful wraps. It's so pretty. Like it has like it looks like a British newspaper. So I totally asked for
Oh,
an extra piece. can I have one for collage? So it's funny.
And then the person looks at you like, this person is very weird. And
I
you're
know.
like,
But
my
hey,
people would understand.
that's right. And we give them, stories to tell their friends. Like there was this crazy woman and she came in and she asked me for a napkin or for we're helping them out.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
It's true.
Kyla, what link are you looking for, baby? She said, can y'all see the link?
Oh, I don't know which one.
Did you post the link?
I did. I did post the link to my classes and also to the YouTube channel. So I can post it again though. We can totally add it.
Let us know if y'all see it.
Okay. It's showing that it's in there, but let me know if you don't.
Oh, Kyla said she tried to pop your link in. Let me see if I have to do anything on my side to get somebody's link to pop. I don't see it.
Okay. So let's see. Let me try. So I will link it again.
Yeah, they're saying no links are showing up.
So weird.
That is weird. So what we can do, guys, is after this, only a moderator can put in a link. Well, I'll be doggone. Y'all don't leave that up to me. I can't be moderating things around here.
Sorry, guys. This is our first time.
Oh, Barbara says they removed that feature.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
And
So
the admins are the only one.
that it's in there, but maybe, but they don't. Oh, darn. I'm sorry, but we can't.
Well, what I can do is at the end, maybe just write it on paper and show it on the screen. I think it will, I think it'll be backwards, won't it, for the camera?
It will. I think it will be.
What we can do, guys, is when we get through with this and the broadcast actually posts, I will add it in the description because I'm not seeing. So we're having to do this a different type of way because for us to do a split screen, we're having to use a third party app called StreamYard. So that could possibly be part of it too, why it doesn't show me like there's a pending post. So, Shemi.
Yes.
Are you using black gesso right now, or what is that black that you're using?
I am using the Deco Arts Americana lamp black or ebony lamp black, and it's a really beautiful pigmented black, like kind of like a carbon black. So I love it. Works really, really well. And I always get it in these big containers because I use a ton of it.
Yeah, it's very opaque.
It is. It's very intense. Like you can really tell.
Oh, good. Great. I like that.
Absolutely. I love your image. That's awesome.
Thank you. I thought it just went beautiful with the your painted paper.
Beautiful.
I usually work in multiple journals at once. So I kind of put that one to the side while it dried because ain't nobody got time to be waiting on paint to dry.
I agree with you.
I will come back to this.
That's right.
I think it keeps my creative flow going whenever I can use multiple different journals without having to stop and like think about a completed thing. I just keep it moving and grab another journal and start going.
Yes. And I bet it also like frees you up. Just you're not attached so much.
Yeah, I don't really get attached to my art, which is weird, I know, but
I think that's really good.
Kyla and I have I don't know what they're talking about over here. Kyla actually was like, "Hold up a minute, you don't get attached." I was like, "When I'm done with the journal, I'm done. Like
It's like it's
I
finished
don't
now.
have any attachment. I'm done. I got out what I needed to get out, and it served its purpose, and
Yes,
I'm ready to move on." Move on. And
absolutely.
I think that's one of the like drivers for art journaling is I think it really kind of removes, and I feel this way, and you can kind of elaborate or kind of tell us your point of view. But I think that, art journaling allows you to have a non-stress approach because guess what? If I don't like this, I just flip the page. Like
Yes.
I don't have to worry about this going on my wall. I can just flip it. And that's the beauty of working in a book is that
Yes.
you don't really have to deal with that. So what do you think about that?
I totally agree with you. I think that, yeah, that is totally true. That it does give you that abandonment, which I think is what you need, especially if you're going to be an artist. And I think that for me, art journaling is, like you said, it's about processing your feelings and emotions and, things that are on your heart. So it's like when you're done with that, you're not really attached to how it looks. It doesn't have to be perfect or look pretty. It's not for anyone. So I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. And it does. It gives you, I love art journaling. I think it's a wonderful creative practice. And there's so many different ways that you can do it. There's so many different styles. I love to make lists. So I like to ask myself questions and then, think of beautiful ways to answer them. So, I mean, there's so many different things you can do. Collage, you can, finger paint if you want. There's just so many different ways to art journal. So wonderful.
Yeah, and the key part too that I think that you just touched on is there are no rules.
It's true.
So it's just you. It's just like leave your heart, your soul, your whatever. Like I like the raw, the dirty, the grungy. I like to look at a piece of art and be able to look. And by art I mean even in your journal, like be able to look and go like, man, that's powerful, or oh, I can feel that message,
Yes,
or
I agree with you.
it makes you think like, oh,
It does. It does.
that,
It draws you in. I completely
and
agree
you
with you.
also you see something, Shimmy is going to see something that I don't see, and it's like so interesting. Kyla, I am not playing with you. So she said, so everybody's saying they can't let go of their art. Leslie said, no, I can't let my work go except for cards that she makes.
Oh.
And then Kyla said, her journals are her babies. She is not letting them go. And then she said, Shimmy, do not co-sign on that with me.
Okay, I won't. Okay. So I'm going to listen to you. Okay.
That's so funny.
They're totally not buying it. They're like, whatever. That works for you and Tiffany. It doesn't work for us.
Yep, it does.
Pretty much.
Like I will say, so I had submitted a journal to a magazine.
Yes.
And it's been like a year and they haven't returned it. And I'm not going to say like Kyla would be freaking out right now. Lots of you guys would let me freaking out. And I just say that wherever it ends up, I guess it was supposed to be there. I don't
That's
really
very true,
know.
right? You're like, well, I guess that I'm not supposed to have it anymore.
Maybe that's somebody else's hands now. I don't know. But
well, I'm sure they're enjoying it. I'm sure they are.
Hopefully.
That's pretty funny.
Hopefully so. I don't really know. I tried not to think
I have no
about
idea.
it.
Yes, it's funny. So I just stamped just the words from a song with just letter stamps. I think I got these at like Michael's for a couple dollars. And I just put in, the world is wide enough for everyone. So I'm going to glue that down. And I like to stamp on tissue paper instead of stamping on the surface because sometimes the writing or the letters can be where you can't see them. So If you stamp it on tissue paper, it blends into the background and you can glue it down, but you can still see the letters. So that might be a
Oh, I really like that.
yes.
I like that a lot. And so when you say tissue paper, are you saying like the kind I can just grab at the store?
At the
Or
dollar
is
store.
it
I get mine at the dollar store. The cheaper, the better. It works very well. Or even if you have some kind of present, it works very well.
there you go. I did a video on like using different paints and inks and stuff to create your own tissue paper.
Oh,
But that is a great way. That's pretty genius to do it on, stamped words. Do you have a go-to stamps that you like to use? What kind of stamps are those?
I really love these are just letter stamps. I can show you here. So I have a whole little container full of stamps. These are I think I just got these from Michael's. And I have a bunch of different sets. So they have different kind of letters on them or different styles. But I really love background stamps, especially in mixed media. So I like stamps that have text on them, that have like a pattern, like stuff like this, like circles. That's mostly what I use. I don't use like butterflies or even faces or anything like that. I do have some of those stamps, but the background stamps are what I come back to over and over again. So like this one is like
I
a
like
brick.
that.
Because I think that
Oh, yes.
I just used to add a little bit of visual texture. So I don't want that to be like my vocal point, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And I am not going to say what I usually say because I don't want to offend any of these new people here, but I like texture too. I'm just going to leave it at that. I usually use a little expletive in there, but I'm not going to go into today because y'all are special. I'm going to treat y'all like sugar, so I'm not even going to go with y'all tonight.
I love texture too. It's great. Modeling paste.
Yes, it is a really good way to add texture. It's funny when you're arting with someone, and I feel like we're arting together right now, and arting, is a word. So I don't care about Wikipedia and what they say it is or it isn't. It is a word up in here. So with that being said, I forget about things like that, like the stamp, like you get, they're trying to peer pressure me into saying what I was going to say, but I'm not going to do it. But you forget about things sometimes because you get into your flow of how you do it and like your process. And like, I have forgotten about using those stamps as a background because I have them.
Yes.
Because I buy all the things. Remember, we've already established that. And so you just brought that up. So thank you. Now I will have to grab my stamps and play.
Absolutely. And it's always good to revisit old supplies. I try to tell myself to do that too.
It is. Because when you start equipping yourself, you get more and more items and things like that. You do. Will forget about all the things that you had before, and they kind of get pushed to the side. And that's why I've had to go through and clean my studio here recently because I just had so many things that I forgot about.
And the great part about it is when you do clear things out, it's like going shopping again. So like, you're like, I forgot I had that.
Like
I didn't use that. It's great. So I love it.
So spot on with that.
It's great.
I love it. Oh, so Hitomi, I see where you just found her Facebook and YouTube pages. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm so sorry that we couldn't put the link in for you guys.
Yeah, and plus tomorrow we also have videos going up on each of our channels.
That's right. And
Shemi's at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, I think, Central Standard Time, we will have videos up.
Yes.
And so I have linked her channel in the video that she made for this channel.
Yes. Perfect. And I will do the same. So
everybody will be able to get it for sure then.
Yes.
Hitomi said it's a very unique name, so it was easy to find. Awesome.
Very cool.
All right. Let's see if this, do not do like me and forget your paint open all the time. I don't recommend it. But then you have this very cool little dauber that provides extra texture. We're going to
It
call it
does.
that
That is
anyway.
so cool. I love your tall journal. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, this is one that you is in my soul food class on Gene
Oh,
Oliver's network. We actually make this journal,
oh,
but the
cool.
interesting thing is it's just a very unusual size,
Yes.
and I like it. So, but you can see all of the texture that I have going on if my internet will catch up.
Yes. Oh, I can see that. Beautiful. Very nice.
Woo.
Ooh, texture, texture.
And what will you do with that piece once you're through with it, Shimmy? Are you through with it? What are you doing right now?
So I messed up the E, so I stamped it backwards. So I'm gonna restamp it on another piece of tissue paper enough. And then I'm probably gonna add some splatters because I love splatters with the black paint. And
Oh,
then
love
I think
slash.
that I'm happy with it. So I think that I'll be done with it and I'm just gonna scan it and maybe I'll list it on my
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. What about the piece that you're making for the channel tomorrow? Will that be available as well? I think you should.
Absolutely. Yes. That one will be available tomorrow too. Yes.
Yes. That would, I think that it is beautiful, and y'all can't wait to see it. So this movement that we have going on with past the art, past the brush art. Goodness, I
Yes,
can't get it together. That's a tongue twister, by the way, if you say it real fast.
it is.
And so what do you feel about the energy in the movement to get more women of color seen in the art community?
I think that it's very important, and I love that there's so much energy surrounding it because there are so many amazing women of color and artists of color that make beautiful art. And I think that we forget that every culture, has this connection to creating art. So, so it's nice, I think, to just see all these amazing artists, that I didn't even know about, because we don't get
Right.
attention, and I think that we don't get exposure, and it's kind of like, and you don't see us. Like, I was thinking about it, like on design teams and things like that, you don't see a lot of
Yep.
people of color on them, or there's maybe one person. So I think that
Right.
it's an issue, so I'm glad that it's being addressed. And I think that it's really important that we start to see the art community represented as it is, right? Because there's so many different kinds of people that love to create art. I mean, I create art with my nephews. I even teach classes, and a lot of the kids will. I had this girl that came from a college class, and she was an African American girl, and she was like, she basically took the class because I was African American, and she said, I didn't know, that there were African American artists that taught. So I think that it's super
Oh,
important, and she wanted to be an artist, and I think that because our families, are becoming so diverse, and because our country is full of diversity, that it's important that especially children see, people that look like them, and that we expose
mhm.
that to them. So those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's just a beautiful movement, and what I really like is that you said that there's a possible, like, there's a budding artist that could have possibly kind of been defeated because other people didn't look like her skin tone,
Yes,
right? And so people, we need that diversity in our art circles, everywhere in each avenue, but in our art circles so much because you have a different experience in life and culture than what I've experienced. And when you
absolutely.
blend those things. And kind of to your point with the piece that you're doing right now, the world is so large. There's enough room on the design teams and at the tables of for all of us in every shade of the rainbow
That's
that
very
we
true.
possibly can. And when we start doing things like that, we just enrich, right? And we grow from each other and from the experiences and from the culture and from the way that we do things. I mean, even as simple as like, I think about diversity in foods,
Oh yeah,
diversity in, hairstyles, diversity
absolutely.
in the flavor and the spice that you bring to art
It's true.
is so powerful and so important. So I am so thankful that I was able to be a part of this. I am able that you were able to be my partner, because this has been an amazing time. And I'm really thankful for all of the 60 people that are joining us
Yes, thank
and
you
that
so
are really
much.
talking about. And Glenda, I think you bring a great point up. She said, I feel a positive energy that I pray continues. And I think that it's important for us to continue that,
I
to
agree with you.
continue to move it forward together.
Absolutely. I agree
Because
with you.
this is a movement and we've got to continue to make those forward steps together. So I love that you brought that up.
I love that. Yeah, and there's really practical things that we can do, just like this, just by showcasing, different artists on your platforms. It's a great way to do it. And it's so
Mhm.
simple, and
Yeah,
it's so
right.
effective
And
to
what I
expose
was going to
people.
say too is, and I think a lot of people are saying it, but like we don't have to wait on a special occasion to bring somebody different into our platform.
Oh yeah.
Whether that's that you have a small platform, whether it's that you have a big platform, the I think the more that we can expose other people to more artists, to more culture, to more love for everyone, that the better we're gonna be. And then I see. Hold on.
I completely agree with you. That is so
And
true.
I agree with Leslie. It needs to be talked about and not just for a few days. Girl, preach it,
It's
preach it.
very
Amen,
true. Yeah, and I mean,
amen.
yes, and there's
Yeah,
yeah,
we got
you're
to do
totally
it.
right. It does need to be talked about more often than it
Yep.
is, for sure. Yeah, and we just need to actually make a commitment to change. I think that that's super important. We can do practical things like a lot of, people, they purchase art classes on platforms and, there's not teachers of color on those platforms. And maybe you can send them an email and say, hey, I'd like to see more
Yep.
diversity on this team. Or I know this amazing artist of color, and you can send them our information or something like that. I mean, there's definitely
Yep.
practical things that we can do, I think, to support each other. Like you said, because
I
it
love that.
it makes everything richer. It really does. And when you said that, I was reminded of I went to on a trip to Mexico City one time on a mission trip with my church. And I really loved it there. The people were super, super nice. And I remember that person that I was on the mission trip with, he said, well, would you ever live here? And I said, you know what I miss about America? Even though the people were really, really amazing, the food was great, was just the diversity that we have here. I mean, you see all different kinds of people, and it's such a beautiful gift. It really is, and I don't think that we
Yeah.
appreciate as much as we should.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I apologize for my dogs, guys. Let me shut my door right here.
Oh no, that's fine. And my
They
stomach.
were doing really good, but yeah, I couldn't agree more. Shimmy, we have an opportunity in the movement, in the energy, and I like that Kyla said on here. 2 days is a start, but we need to get intentional. And you see, the beauty of Kyla is Kyla lives very close to me. So
Oh,
I have the luxury of having someone. The unfortunate part is, thank you, COVID. You are,
it's like,
you
what are you
have
doing
just
to us?
messed our life up. But eventually, we will get back to where we can do things together. But I do, I absolutely 100% believe if you do business with someone or a group or a brand and you don't see that diversity, it is time. Now is a perfect time to call them out and show them, and hopefully through this movement of 23 um artists that we've lifted and amplified, that they absolutely have choices that they can make to bring diversity onto their platform for
Absolutely.
sure.
You're right. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And I think it'll be great for all of us if that happens. When that happens, I'm going to be very
Yeah.
positive.
Yep, you're right. When that happens.
When that
When
happens.
that. Oh, y'all, look, did y'all see that? It was like in slow motion. I just broke my palette knife. But guess what? I've got more. I just broke the tip off of that thing.
Yes.
You got it right, Kylie. You got to hold on to your britches. You are so right, girl.
It's
You're
true.
so right. I think we have, and I am so thankful if Rachel and Dina are on, just the, the fact that they put this together and were the brainchilds behind
Oh my gosh.
such a magical movement that
I
we have.
know.
And I will say it really exposed me to a lot of artists that I did not know.
I
To your
know.
point, like you said, I was like, oh my gosh,
Me
look at
too.
this
I was like,
amazing
why
thing.
didn't I know
How
about
did
this
you know?
person? No, they're
Yeah.
amazing. I know there's 23 just amazing artists. It's great. They're yes,
I
absolutely.
agree.
And you're right. And Rachel and oh my goodness, it's amazing. And Dana, I don't know how they did this. It's how they put everything
Yep.
together so fast, and they did such a great job. It's been just
They
such a wonderful
pulled it.
experience. And you host artists are not just, wonderful artists, but you guys have been just wonderful to us. So, I mean, honestly. And Tiffany, you have always been about diversity. I remember, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago that you were having a retreat. And I remember that you invited just all of these different kinds of people. You gave an invitation to just everyone. And I thought,
Yep.
even at the time, I thought that is so cool, that you were
Yep.
so very inclusive. So, yes. So
Yep. I
you're
think
lucky.
that it not only like you can't just box yourself into people that look like you, or people who are comfortable. I love to experience new things and
Yes.
to just like we said, have life experience shared, because if anybody that's tuning in here has ever been to a retreat, those are people who you feel a connection with, because oh my gosh, I mean, woo, the things that happen at retreats. Oh Lord Jesus. It is it's a fun experience that you will never forget, and it is a bond that will change you for the better or for the worse.
Absolutely. I believe it. I
Y'all,
totally
you
believe
just
it.
never
I
know.
can see how that would happen.
Yes, what happens at the retreat stays at the retreat. That's how that
That's
goes.
right. It's true, but it's been a really wonderful experience. It really has been. Like I said, and you host artists are amazing. Amazing people and
Well,
amazing artists. So,
hey, I
yeah.
was just glad to be among the circle who got to participate. I was floored that I was included as a influencer. I was like, what?
You're like,
Okay, well,
wow,
cool.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
No,
so I have absolutely enjoyed myself, and I know that tomorrow there's a lot of other lives. And guys, while you're joining us, this is being broadcasted on July the 16th, and the giveaway that is posted on Instagram is going to be posted and run until July the 24th, I think.
yeah, I
So
think that's
make
what,
sure. Is
yes.
that what it was? I can't
I think
remember.
that's when they're going to pick the winner. So I think, yes.
So make sure that you go check that out. I know Shemi has I think you you put it on your Instagram as well as mine, I believe.
I did. Yes, it's there. And there are so many amazing prizes. Wow, we have great sponsors. So Deco Arts,
Yep.
Plaid, Ranger. I mean, just amazing. Amazing stuff. Stencil Girl. So there's a lot of great things. Great
A
prizes.
lot of good things to go out there and grab.
And
For
I love
sure.
giveaway.
Yes, I do too. It's like, yeah.
It's like woohoo.
A great way to try different stuff too.
Oh, it is because you maybe wouldn't buy it and then you can, yeah, it's great. You can try it out and see if you like it. I completely agree.
Yep. So I love to add texture with fabric. And so what I'm doing here, guys, is just adding me a little swatch that I think these are Tim Holtz little, I'm going to call them stick pins because I don't know what they're really called. You know what? Have you seen them before?
I haven't seen those before. I'm out of the loop.
I'm pretty sure that
I like
Tim
those.
Holtz.
Very cool.
And so I'm going to use it to pin this little swatch of fabric on. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of thread over here to add a little something, something. What are you over there doing, man?
So I'm just going around the edges of, I saw a little bit of spots that needed to be painted in a little more, but I think that I'm going to add some splatters too. So I just load my brush full of water and I just have a little pile of paint over here. And then I just flick it right on the surface. And to me, it just adds beautiful all over pattern. I just love those black splatters.
I do too. And art retreat sounds amazing. Yes, it does. I will go anywhere with anyone. Except for you have to pass the test of my husband because he says you just trust all these people on the
He's saying, right? He's like, I have to make sure.
Yes. I don't know if Amy's still on there, but the very first time I met her, we were roommates. And I never met her before in my life, promise y'all, never met her. And so I said, could you please send me a picture of what you look like? Because on our Instagram it was all just art, you know. So and I was like, could you please send me a picture because my husband needs to know what you look like if you like a serial killer. Yeah,
he wants to know,
friends ever since.
That's right, absolutely.
I was like, no, she
just
doesn't
before in case something happens.
Serial killer.
That's great.
Yeah, which she could totally be sending somebody's picture that's not even herself, right? But I wasn't thinking about that at the moment. I just was thinking about I'm going.
But it made him feel comfortable, so that's good.
Yeah, it did. And I was able to go, so that's all that matters. So you can see what that little swatch of fabric and thread did for this. And then here I put believe because I do believe that we are in a moment, a pivotal moment where we can create inclusiveness and diversity in the art community. And so that little word, actually the universe had put it already over here and it was semi stuck down to my table. So I felt like it was perfect for this page.
Absolutely.
And,
I love it. It looks great. That is so wonderful. And we believe that it will get better. And it already is. I think we're already having the conversations and taking action too, which is very helpful. Very, very helpful.
It's absolutely very important.
We'll pass it forward. I promise you. Yes, we'll definitely pass it forward. The guest artists, we'll lift people up too.
Yes, we just have to lift everybody up.
We do. Especially in this space with creativity. It's like, this is an easy one. It really is.
Yeah, there's other things that are potentially more difficult to move forward.
Yes.
But we do have power within this platform and within our in our circles and worlds to be able to move it forward.
We
And I
do.
think this page is pretty much finished. I'm just going to have to dig in and find the words that I feel like this kind of shows and shares. But I like all of this. Is coffee that I used in the dark brown is just coffee. So and then a few craft paints.
Oh,
And
I
I used,
all the names.
I think, Seaside Villa chalk, home decor, folk
Oh,
art,
nice.
and then also Americana coral blush, I believe
Oh,
is
I
the
love
color.
that
Uh,
color. That's a beautiful
yeah,
color.
I think that
I
blush.
have that
And I
one.
really like those tones together.
So pretty.
I
Yeah, I have
like it.
that too. Look, mine does not look as nice as yours, though. It's such
But
a pretty color. It's beautiful.
oh yeah, is that not the same color? What
It
color is
is.
that?
It's the exact same color. You can't read it very well because I'm a messy artist, but
Me too. I can barely make it out.
it's great.
Mine's about empty actually.
Awesome.
So what are you working on two pieces at once?
I am. So yeah, this one I'm gonna let dry a little bit, and I think it's pretty much done. And then I'm just gonna work on this one just to use up some paint. And we'll just kind of
Yeah.
see where it goes. And I'm
And
just
so
using
you
the back of
glued,
a pencil.
oh yeah, made some good dots.
It does make it
So when you glued that tissue paper, did you use
I used a matte medium. So I got this honking thing because while we were in quarantine, I ran out of it. So I ordered this off of Amazon, and it's just acrylic matte medium. I usually use this one though, the
oh
Deco
yeah,
Arts Traditionals
okay.
matte medium, but yeah, but they worked well.
Oh
Either one
no,
works great.
my mine doesn't look like that. My matte medium from Deco Arts is this.
I think they
What
changed
does yours look like?
because I just I
Oh,
just got this one, so I think they're changing the packaging because this one kind of is different too. Yeah, they have different
okay,
labels for some stuff now. Yes.
cool. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I like their matte medium too. It I really like the fact that it comes in like a pot where
Me
you can
too.
just open it up, have it sitting out, and dip in it. Where the squeeze kind is like you got to figure out where to squeeze it.
It's true.
Like so many options.
Absolutely.
So
And
I don't
it's a
want to.
mess. And this is so easy. You just open it up and it works very, very well. I completely agree with you.
So Pam, my supplies that I used for this page and this page were pretty much the same. The only difference is I used this printable from Shemi's Etsy shop that we're gonna link. So this is the printable of her inky papers, painted papers that I used in this background. You can see some of the colors here. And then I used espresso coffee. These are like the coffee, instant coffee crystals, and I just mixed it with water. And that's the moonshine symbol. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. And this is Seaside Villa chalk paint, Coral Crush, and then the image from the magazine come out of the recent Click magazine.
That is so cool. I have to check out that magazine.
Yeah, I think it was only like $10 for a whole year or something.
Well, that's not, yeah, I haven't heard of a $10 magazine in years. I remember when they used to be $10.
Right?
I definitely have to to check that out. That's awesome. They're so expensive.
Yeah, I think you can
Even
go
for food,
to
I like
their
the stuff, and they're
website.
expensive.
I was gonna say, I think you can go to their website and
I'll have to check that
they have just really awesome pictures though. So
too.
I
Those
mean,
are
just
beautiful. They're very different.
Really good
They're
images.
artistic. I like them.
Hmm.
Which is nice.
And most of them are from artist submissions.
Oh, very
And
cool.
so it'll tell you who the artist is.
Oh, so you can
And
see more
in
of their
some of
work.
these,
That's really cool.
yeah, but it's got pretty cool images in there you can use. And that's where I got the image for this. And this is pretty much the same thing that I used over here. I just didn't want to wait for the paint to dry. So I usually work on like several journals at once, and that way I can just keep it moving.
Yes,
So
absolutely. I think that is a great practice.
yeah, keep it moving. You don't have to sit around and wait for
You
it.
don't.
Just
keep going.
Yep, take the momentum and feel that creativity, and you don't have to even stop. Now, it does get a little tricky when you're filming a video, and that's when
That's true.
that's when I
Especially
have
with
to
the
stop
editing.
and work on it. Yeah. Now, I did see another person actually that does that. Is she put like a number,
Oh, wow.
so she would be able to film multiple things and be able to see it.
Well, that's pretty genius. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I'll
I thought that
think
was
of
smart too.
because I constantly have to I'm like, okay, well, Shemi, where is the rest of this video?
Yeah, exactly.
In between this hour of footage. Okay.
So do you have a schedule in which you put your videos out?
I do. So normally I put out a video every Thursday. Yes. Once a week.
Okay, good. I'm a once a week kind of girl too.
Yes.
Tomorrow there'll actually be 2 videos going up. One for Shemi's channel. She's putting one on my channel here, and then I have another video for another project as well. So, woo, that doesn't happen often, but my schedule typically is about
Busy. We're gonna get a lot of Tiffany, which is always good. It'll be awesome.
Woo, yeah, it's
Lots of
I was a
inspiration.
little slightly stressed out about having all of this working together, but you were super helpful in understanding how to figure out all the live stuff, because my internet typically does not support this. So I'm thankful. Thank you, Lord. I prayed heavy that it would work. So
He answered our prayers. He did.
yeah,
Like he always does.
worried
Right.
about it.
He did. It's great. Wonderful.
Yeah, I have certainly enjoyed this time that we have spent
Me too.
together.
It's been amazing. Great.
It has been very, very amazing. Good energy. I know I'm not sure what the schedule looks like for everybody else's lives, but I think, did you post a schedule on my Instagram, Shemi?
I did it in the stories. So
Okay.
I can check too. We can see. I know, so you guys know where to go to next. I think there is another live coming up. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we were one of the earlier ones.
We were.
Because I'm old and have to go to sleep. I'm just joking.
Me too. Like, okay. Nothing exciting going on.
Yes, I'm an early bird when it comes to getting up and going to bed early.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think I'm getting there. Let's see. Lots of clicking through here. Okay, so it looks like Heidi Swab will be at 7. Sorry, it keeps taking me away. At 7:30. At 7 o'clock.
Central?
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, so they're starting in 9
time.
minutes?
7, yeah, so 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
Oh, I don't know the time zones. Is that your time zone?
So that's my time. So that would be 6 central. Well, no, it would be 8 central because I'm an hour,
Okay.
yeah, behind you. So we have to do math here. Yeah, and that's it for tonight.
Yes, that's
So Heidi is next,
okay.
and you were before that. So yes, and then there's tons tomorrow. It's going to be wonderful. Lots of great art. Wow,
Lots of great art.
it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the schedule, and I mean, it's like Shimmy, you're like this professional scheduler person because I'm like, Shimmy, did you post that? Shimmy, where do they go next? Shimmy got it going on. So, guys, I think we're about to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a really special time to spend this creative space, not only with Shimmy, but all of you beautiful people who are supporting the movement that we have going forward. So, again, if you do not follow Shimmy, make sure you go follow her, support her work. Again, just want to close out with saying if you are supporting a business where their product line does not show diversity of all shades, then make sure that you send them an email and tell them that that's important for you to do business with them. And then again, if you see design team calls and so forth, let some of these artists know so that they can apply. And we're hoping that this movement is going to create diversity in the art community to really lift up and amplify how amazing women of color can bring the diversity flavor to art. So I thank you, Shimmy, for being here. I will let you close this out, ma'am.
Yes, and I just want to thank you for letting me be here. And it's been so fun just creating on this platform. And I told Tiffany before we started, she has the best followers. You guys have just been so welcoming and so interactive. So I'm super excited to be here and to create art and to share this platform. So thank you so much. And thank you to Dana Wakely and to Rachel for all the organization. You guys are amazing. And Tim Holt for being our presenter, and just all the amazing
Yes.
artists that have supported us and amplified us. And to my fellow artists, you guys are amazing. And I'm so happy to be creating with you and a part of your community. So, yeah, it's great. And
Yes.
thank you.
And if you are watching this on the replay, then I will have the links down in the description box. Again, this is going live on July the 16th. Tomorrow we will each have a video, one for her channel of me, and she will be having one here for you guys of an amazing piece of art. That I hope you will come by, you will support her and lift her up, and all of the other artists that are tagged in the giveaway. Don't forget to enter
Oh, yeah,
that giveaway.
please do.
And Shimmy posted it on her Instagram as well as on mine, so you can know where to go and how to enter that. And until
Yeah.
next time, guys,
Bye
toodaloo.
bye. Bye. Thank you so much.